Often when people talk about obsession, it is to talk about a very negative attitude that tortures us and creates hell in our mind. That is of course a very real version of obsession when used in the wrong way or when the obsession is about a void, but we will see that later. Objectively speaking, obsession is nothing more than a strong focus on a subject or an idea. In itself, it is not negative because you can decide that the extreme focus becomes something very valid and positive. For example, I am quite obsessed with the law. It is constantly on my mind. In every moment and every second, I am living with that obsession. Of course, it is done in a way that is not heavy in my mind, it is not unpleasant or forcing. It is more like a silent quality that is always with me. Same can be said, for example, for Buddhist monks. They constantly live and think with nirvana in mind. Everything they do, think, and are is based on that idea and that so-called obsession. Nikola Tesla was obsessed with creating and inventing new stuff. It was all his self-concept was about. Let us talk about negative obsessions and how void obsessions have no good effects. Some people here are very obsessed, to the point that they use an extreme amount of energy and have extreme focus. Yet they manifest nothing but voidness and being lost. How is that possible? Please notice what I said here: extreme amount of energy and extreme focus. Those two on their own are the ingredients that can change or create virtually anything. It is the laser focus of the mind. It is what truly creates miracles. Yet some people get only a pure void out of it. How and why? The reason for that is that your energy is directed towards a pure void. Therefore, it is wasted. Some SP-focused people use extremely intense and powerful energy and waste it because it is focused on a pure void. Just imagine what that would do if you focused it on where it belongs, on you. If you used the same obsession you have for your spouse or ex and directed it towards you and your mind, you would do miracles. At least you would create huge change. Now, why is an SP void? Please know that not just an SP is void, but anything is if you think of it from the point of view of getting it from outside. For example, I wish I had money, or I wish I was with my SP now, or I would be so happy if I was or had this or that. Any time your focus is something external, you are generating void. Of course, I am not saying that you should not want external or material things. You can have them all, but their cause is in your mind, so that's where your focus should be. So, you don't get anything by wanting and running after it, but by focusing on yourself, your mind, and generating it from within. This is the meaning of thinking from the end. Some of you think that you already do this, and some of you truly think that you generate things from within or obsess about them from within. And for some of you, it is truly hard to see that you are still hoping or craving outside. The difference is quite subtle. Remember that all things outside are shadows. They are physically real, and so is their experience. But what makes and sustains them is the mind. The mind is the real cause. So, if you say if I had this or that, I would be the happiest person on the planet, you are thinking of getting a void, you are focused on a thing that has no substance, may it be an SP, a thing, or a circumstance. You are saying if this shadow makes me happy, I will be more. But shadows have no power, and focusing on them is a waste of time and energy, and it is indeed very frustrating. Correctly used, obsession is about you understanding the fact that your mind is the only cause and everything that you experience in the physical world comes from it. Practically speaking, it is normal to want things you experience in the physical world, but the trick is to create them in your mind and ask them from there. When correctly used, obsession is therefore having a persistent focus on a particular idea, its meaning, or a mental state. It waits for nothing from the world. In practice, Once you truly understand or accept the above, you become quite detached from the world in the sense that your expectations or focus are not attached to it. You know that it is without substance and therefore void. Yet if there is something you want to experience in that void, you generate it within. This is a great subtlety because some people still use the law or my teachings in a way to get things from the void, not realizing it is created within. To make sure you practice this correctly, ask yourself this question. I'm waiting for the manifestation to come? If the answer is yes, then you are focused on a void. Therefore, you are generating void, wasted energy. The correct use of obsession here would be to completely leave the world of effects and shadows. You simply don't expect that it changes for you or that it gives you anything. Remember, it cannot give, it cannot make you happy. It has no cause of its own. It is a world of effects. It is again a shadow, yet a very real physical one. You create it within and keep generating it obsessively to get things reflected there. When you do this correctly, you no longer care about where is the manifestation, because you already live its core energy and, as a result, all of its effects and states. You don't care whether it's in the world or not because you're already complete and fulfilled. When that happens, you will probably already see it reflected in the world. I hope you like this video. For more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.